Is overtraining a real thing in bodybuilding? And if so, how do we fix it? Watch the video. I will help you. Alright, so before we start about overtraining, there's two things we need to know. There's the term we use, overreaching and overtraining. Overreaching is a temporary condition. After taking off a few days or a light workout for a couple of weeks, the body recovers and gets back to normal. But when it comes to overtraining, that could take months or even up to a year to get back to normal, because your nervous system and your physical body is so stressed out and fatigued that the body cannot recover. And when you go in the gym, you work out, your performance is going down instead of up, and you feel like shit. So in other words, you're wasting your time in the gym. So if you want to know if you are overtraining or maybe overreaching, you should watch this video, because I can help you. All right. Oh, and there's another thing I want to say. Some of you might watch this now and might say, well, it's bullshit, because there is no such thing as overtraining. I do understand it's a controversial topic, because a lot of people say it doesn't exist and a lot of people say it does exist. There hasn't been a lot of studies when it comes to overtraining. I have to agree to that. But I do believe overtraining does exist. It's rare, and it's mostly with professional athletes that train 20 to 25 hours a week. So for us, athletes, regular athletes who work out like 5-6 times a week, it's rare. It's really hard. Unless your nutrition is not in place and your training program is totally out of line. But let's see. So if I wrote down a list of the 13 most common signs to see if you're overtraining. And if you have at least 7 to 8 of these signs, I tell you, you need a break. Right. Number 1, decreasing performance. Number 2, increased cortisol. 3, fatigue. 4, soreness, strain, and pain. 5, insomnia or restless sleep. 6, loss of appetite. 7, chronic or nagging injuries. 8, metabolic imbalances. 9, psychological stress and depression. 10, loss of motivation. 11, weight gain. 12, loss of sex drive. And 13, higher resting heart rate and elevated resting blood pressure. So that's actually a great way to check to see if you're overtraining. Most athletes know their resting heart rate. If you train 5-6 times a week, you do a lot of cardio and training, you might be, your resting heart rate might be somewhere between 55 and 65, right? So if you know your resting heart rate is on, 50 or 55, and you measure it every day, even when you rest and you don't work out, and your resting heart rate is elevated by at least 15%, you might want to take a break. That's a good way for you to find out if you're overtraining. Right, now we talked about, the signs of overtraining and also overreaching. But now, how are we going to fix it? So let me help you in a second, because if you have at least 7 or 8 of the signs, you need help, you need to listen to this. Number 1, stop exercising. Stay away from the gym. Go on vacation or anything, but don't train. Don't train for at least 2-3 weeks. Just take a good break. Give the body the time to recover, physically and mentally. Number 2, after you took a break and you go back to the gym, start light. Lightweight, less sets, less repetition, instead of like focusing and destroying like 1 or 2 body parts, do a full body workout, you know, so that all the muscles get a little bit, you know, tension. That's a good way to get your body and your nervous system, you know, back to the hardcore training. And also 3, instead of 5 or 6 days, train only 2 or 3 times in the beginning. That's plenty, you know, full body workout, lightweight, higher reps, 2-3 times. That's enough. I would recommend 2 times in the beginning. And then 4, relieve tension, you know, get a massage, do yoga, go to stretching class, anything that helps you mentally and physically to relax and to calm down, because that's what your nervous system needs to get back to normal. And then number 5, very important, identify your nutrition deficiency. Here's the thing, most people, when they turn overreaching or overtraining, is because they train so many hours and so hard, their frequency and their volume is so high, but then when the body doesn't have the nutrition to recover and to repair, you're setting yourself up for overtraining. So the nutrition is very, very important when it comes to that. You cannot drive a Ferrari and put in the cheap ass gasoline, because you know the car is not going to get 100% out of it. And you also know if you keep doing that, you know, your engine is going down. Feed your body. Number 6. Number 6 is probably the number 1 advice I can give you. Listen to your body. Let me share my story quick. Okay, so I was never the type that listened to the body. Okay, so I was mentally and physically exhausted, tired. I didn't even want to leave the couch. I was so exhausted, and I had injuries, I had pain, I had chronic pain, like, you know, I mean, everything you can imagine. But guess what? Instead of like taking off a few days or getting a massage, I grabbed the next energy drink or pre-workout or caffeine or fat burner or all together to get my energy together and get my ass in the gym. And what do you think happened? My body told me, if you don't listen to your body, the body's gonna make you listen. You know what happened? I tore my Achilles. It's been 6 years now, and it was the worst injury I've ever had in my entire life. Like, popping your Achilles is probably the worst injury for an athlete. So it took me a long time to get back. And I was forced to take a long break. It took me months to go back to the gym. I mean, yeah. So the moral of the story is, listen to your body, take breaks, because don't forget, you grow. You grow when you stimulate your muscle and you take breaks and you have, you know, enough sleep at night, you know, and have the right nutrition in place. If one of the components is off, you're setting yourself up for overtraining or overreaching. Okay? So thank you for watching. I hope it helped you. And don't forget, if you have any of these signs, take a break, go yoga, or get a massage. Join me on my Instagram, DaveRE77, and thank you for watching.